Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the M1 iPad Air 5 and see how this particular iPad holds up in the later part of 2024. Now, the big thing to keep in mind, in my personal opinion, is that with this type of device, I don't really know if it's, the best iPad as of this point, but it is a really, really good iPad, and I would still recommend almost to every single person to go and buy this type of device because it's beautiful, it has a bunch of capability, and this is, without a doubt, a really good option in my personal opinion. So if you want to go ahead and buy it, links will probably be down in the description, so you can get it from there. You can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of this particular iPad, on the front side, you do get a 10.9-inch liquid retina IPS panel, and this type of device, in my personal opinion, like I mentioned before, has a really good type of display. It looks very nice. There's not really that much to complain about here when it comes down to this type of panel, and I do think if you are going to go through and pick up a panel, this is a very solid option. It looks beautiful, and I do think this in and of itself is a very, very nice display. Now, on top of that, you're still getting, a USB Type-C port on the bottom. You're getting Apple Pencil 2 support. You're getting and Apple Pencil Pro support. On the back side, you're getting a single camera setup. And overall, this iPad still feels and looks pretty solid. I don't really have that much to complain about here when it comes down to this type of panel and this type of iPad in general. And I do think this in and of itself is a really, really nice thing going on for this type of device when it actually kind of comes down to it. So this in and of itself on the exterior definitely gets a thumbs up for me. Now, on top of that, when it comes down to its software longevity, this iPad with that M chipset, it's going to be supported with software for a long period of time. So I do think this is a really nice thing to kind of keep in mind here with these types of devices, because you can go through and get a device like one of these types of devices with the M1 chipset inside and get a very strong device when it comes down to it. And I think this in and of itself is a very nice thing going on for this type of device. Like, it's very strong, it has a very good chipset inside of it, and it's going to be a device that's going to be supported with software for a long period of time, which again is something I actually love seeing and something I prefer if I'm going to go through and pick up one of these types of devices. Now, on top of that, I think another very big thing to keep in mind here too is that with something like one of these iPads like the M1 iPad Air 5, this is again a very solid performing iPad. This thing is going to be giving you that M1 chipset inside with basically, 8 gigabytes of RAM inside of this thing, which is a massive amount of RAM to have. And once again, if you are going to go through and pick up a device, these are very strong iPads. These things have a bunch of power built within. And I do think, like I said before, if you're going to go through and pick up an iPad, these things are so solid. They have so much power and so much capability. And I do think this is without a doubt one of the best types of iPads Apple has made. Now, I will say if you have more money, then you can always swing for a more expensive iPad. But I think this one makes a lot of sense to go and buy as well. These things have a ton of power, a ton of capability. And I look at these types of iPads as kind of being some of the best ones you can essentially buy for the most part. So what I will definitely tell you about the M1 iPad Air 5 is that, we do have a successor of this thing. There's newer, better iPads rather than buying this thing. But I still feel like this iPad is a killer iPad, and it looks so beautiful and has so much capability and so much power. And I would probably recommend the everyday average person, if you're wanting to go through pick up an iPad, this is a solid one without a doubt. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, till then.